In today's video, we're taking a look at a true piece of boot making history. Cristobal Romero bull shoulder boots that were made in 1983. I got these boots off of eBay, but they come from the legendary Don Quijote factory in León, Mexico, which is a family-run operation that goes back to 1926. Now spanning 4 generations, the Romeros have made some of the finest quality boots in all of Mexico, making private label brands and a couple of their own in-house brands as well. We're gonna break down the details of this boot today, so let's get into it.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. One of my favorite things to do, and it's a regular feature here on the channel, is to search for slightly used boots on second-hand marketplaces. Places like eBay, Shop Goodwill, Facebook Marketplace, even just like vintage sales around town. But I came across this one, and it is a Cristobal Romero boot, which comes from the Don Quijote factory in León, Mexico. Goes all the way back to 1926. So I had to scoop them up. They're making several private label brands that you know already. Some of those brands want to remain secretive about using the Don Quijote factory, but one of those brands, JW Boot Company, uses them for their signature line, and I have 2 of their boots here. So what we're gonna do is go through the Cristobal Romero boots, and we're going to see the differences, the similarities, if there are any, at the end of the video. But first I want to go through some of the history about Cristobal Romero and Don Quijote boots. It all started back in 1926 when Cristobal Romero started making shoes in León, Mexico. And then his son, Cristobal Romero Jr., helped make more cowboy boots, and soon they were shipping cowboy boots all over the world. In 1987, Cristobal Romero Sr.'s grandson, Fernando Romero, started working at the factory and eventually took over in 2001. The name Don Quijote was a nickname for Cristobal Romero Jr., so they made boots under that brand name and the brand name Cristobal Romero as well. Today, Fernando Romero is making boots with his brand name on there and also continuing on making the Don Quijote brand as well, in addition to providing private labels to 10 brands. And now Fernando's children are working with him at the factory to make 4 generations, and they're still making the same high quality boots like they used to way back in the day. And it's not only just the Romero family that has generations through the factory. There are 2nd and 3rd generation artisans still working at the factory today. So this is a family-run business through and through, the owners and the employees, and I think that's amazing. We have quite a bit of cowboy boot history right here with this boot, this Cristobal Romero boot that was made in 1983. So let's start by breaking down the details with the rundown. Yes, these are Cristobal Romero boots made in 1983, and they feature bull shoulder on the foot and counter. Gotta love the grain of bull shoulder. It's kind of got a little bit of a pebbled look to it, and it is seriously tough. One of the most durable leathers that you can get for cowboy boots. This boot is a chocolate color, and it has really unique bug and wrinkle toe stitching. Gotta love that flower design. They come in at 14 inches tall and feature a Suavina calfskin top, also chocolate color. Down here for a heel, we got about a 1 3/4 inch stacked leather heel. Leather outsole, you can see traditional lemonwood pegs alongside that shank there as well. And these have the original heel caps. You can see Cristobal Romero heel caps stamped in that rubber there. So cool. So even though these boots were made in 1983, they're older than me and they haven't been worn very much at all. Even on the inside, you can't feel very much of a imprint from the previous owner's foot. These are still practically new boots, over 40 years after they were made. On the inside, we got a leather lining. It's really soft, and a traditional hard leather insole. Like I said, there is no imprint of the previous owner's foot in there, so these are ready for me to break in to my foot. As I mentioned, these are made in León, Mexico, and I got them on eBay for around $194. way better $200 spent than on what I could get for a modern boot for that price. That's for damn sure. Now let's try on this boot and see how it looks and feels.
All right, I got those Cristobal Romero bull shoulder boots on right now, and they really feel very similar, if not exactly the same, to the JW Boot Company boots that I have that were made in the Don Quijote factory. Same factory, maybe like 40 years later, but they feel pretty much the same. You know, I did get the size 12.5B. So usually I'm a 12B, as many of you know. I decided that it was worth the risk to try to do a 12.5 because I usually like to wear thicker socks. The Thorlos 12-hour work shift socks, one of my favorite socks. So it fits pretty much exactly the same as the other one though. So, you know, I like to wear these socks with those Don Quijote factory-made boots and the JW Boot Company boots. I like to wear these same socks, and they feel very similar. I'd have to say that maybe the arch placement is more of a 12.5B than what the 12B arch is on my other ones, but they still feel very good. They're snug, they're form-fitting, love the feel of them. Let me pull over those jeans so you can see what they would look like just wearing normal instead of showing off that 14-inch top. And there you go. There you go. Check that out. That's a good look. Classic look. Regular, you know, classic round toe or U-toe, depending on what you like to call it. And I'm really liking this. You know, they are starting to slide down a little bit because I'm not wearing a belt right now. But you get the idea. They look good. They feel good. You know, I love bullhide, and the bullhide still feels new. Like these boots aren't even broken in, you know? They still have the original outsole, the heel cap. I'm feeling no previous impressions from the owner's foot that had this before me. So these are mine to break in now, and the bullhide definitely needs a little breaking in. You know what I mean? And once they do break in, they're gonna feel amazing. Bullhide feels good right out of the box anyways most of the time. You know, they're gonna feel even better once I break these suckers in. It's a classic look. Maybe some people would call it a little bit of an old man boot. But hey, they're more than 40 years old. What do you expect? Check out the bug and wrinkle from this angle. Love that flower stitch pattern on the toe. These look great. What a score. Great piece of history as well. All right, so they look good, they feel good, and what an amazing piece of Mexican boot making history right here in these Cristobal Romero boots. These are Don Quijote factory made, and I also have some other boots that are from the same factory. These two right here, they are from the JW Boot Company signature line, and they are really still making boots exactly the same way. So this boot is a newer boot from the Don Quijote factory, since it's being run by Fernando now. And this was back when Cristobal Romero Jr. was at the helm. Pretty much the exact same build here. Leather linings, traditional leather insoles. Gotta love it. Goodyear welts, lemonwood pegs. They're made pretty much exactly the same. They are carrying on the tradition, and they are carrying it on very well after 4 generations. I think that's awesome. So if you guys are interested in getting some Don Quijote factory boots, you can get them now from JW Boot Company and their signature line, and they are also making 9 other private labels as well. You probably already know some of the brands, but many of those brands want to keep that information private. But you can pretty much just look at the boot and be like, oh, that's a boot that comes from the Don Quijote factory. You can kind of see that bottle-shaped heel back here. That's a dead giveaway. And lemonwood pegs, just traditionally made through and through. And I think it's really cool what Don Quijote Boot Factory is still doing to this day. Making some of the best factory-made boots in Mexico. What do you guys think of this? Not a bad deal for $200 to get this boot practically brand new. Great piece of Mexican boot making history here, and I'm psyched to be wearing this around. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Don Quijote built by generations, keeping all their boot-making traditions. Thank you so much for watching today. Why don't you check out this other video up here about a pair of boots from the Don Quijote factory by JW Boot Company. Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.